Mackie, the Were Monkey, and today is a very special day because I have to talk to you about, I believe it's pronounced with the heart. I'll call it Ristar, the Shooting Star, a wonderful game for the Sega Genesis that was released more than 30 years ago. Look at the art, look at the music, look at everything that this game is. The population is being attacked. We have to save the Valdi solar system. It's us, Ristar! Look at him go! And with me on commentary, I'll be accompanied with StarberryNoodles. Starberry, how are you doing?
Doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing just fine, actually. I am very happy to be doing this. And this game is definitely a gem. A very, very beautiful game. Made by part of Sega team. We'll talk a little bit more when we get there. We don't like fun, however. You may have looked that I removed all of the passwords and I kept level super. We'll talk about this when we get there. It is not a very fun difficulty level. There are lower difficulty levels and I would encourage people to try these. But we're going to go for super hard any percent, and that actually was done thanks to everybody's donation, so thank you so much for that. And without further ado, I believe we should get started. Time will be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and restart. Okay, so Ristar, the Shooting Star, is a wonderful platformer made in 1995 by a branch of Sega. And they tried to promote the concept of exploration and childlike wonder, and that is embodied with Ristar, this little mascot that sadly didn't get a lot of the spotlight. There are not that many more games featuring this character. There is a port on the Game Gear, and then there are a bunch of cameos, and that's pretty much it. Okay, we got our first poll. Starberry, you may want to explain a little bit how polls do work while I defeat this mini-boss.
So, polls in this game...
They're everything. Yes.
Specifically in this mode here, typically, you hold it for 7 seconds, and Ristar will launch himself into whatever direction you let go on. However, since Mackie here is on the super difficulty, is it applied to hard as well? Or is this
Yes, it also applies to hard.
You can control your direction midair after you launch up, but unfortunately, since we're, playing a harder difficulty, you can't do that. Wherever you launch is where you're going.
Yes, and that is kind of a problem because I have to be frame perfect for each of my pole swings, which also means if I get the wrong frame, then I have to do it all over again. I generally don't have this. Another big issue with super difficulty, we didn't talk about it yet. I'm starting already to feel the pressure. We can do a little moment to explain the UI. Top left is the score. Top right is the health. It's at 1. It will stay 1. It has always been 1. Bottom left is 0 lives. It will always be 0 lives. So all of the stages are 1 hit KO and no checkpoints. And now I have to fight this little bunny. Oh. Okay. I was trying to do... Oh, crap. Okay. Don't die. Oh my gosh. Okay, that got very scary. I believe they don't hurt me anymore, but I will still try. Okay, that quick kill went incredibly alright, and it could have gone a lot worse, because we could have died, and the only saving grace of super difficulty is we have infinite continues, but aside from that, you have to redo each and every single level, every single time that you take a single hit of damage. And there are a lot of opportunities to take damage in this game.
I'm so sorry to cut in. Can I give a quick update?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
32K, I'm gay. Chat, you have raised over $32,000 for Lambda Legal.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for your donations. This is going swimmingly positive, such as the case for this little water level. Water levels are actually really nice. I absolutely love them. Not in general, but in the case of Ristar, I absolutely love this little sequence. This is a little spooky. Just in time for November. Wait a minute. At any case, let's just see what we do with this little mini boss. Each planet has a little funny mini boss section, and I'll try the strat. Yes, the strat did work.
Swag.
It is very swag. And okay, this one is a little scary. There we go, we're fine. Oh, that was supposed to be a diagonal grab. We can grab in all 8 directions. And sometimes you'll see me do recoil canceling. You can probably explain, Starberry, what it is.
Alrighty. Whenever Ristar grabs onto something, he will be sent back a little bit. He'll do some recoil, some knockback. So in order to prevent just a teensy bit of that, we will grab towards the ground, which will force Ristar to go forward just a bit sooner, saving a bit of time.
Yes, it's very important. You will see it very often. Grabs are very powerful in this game. They're made to feel very, very good. And that is why pretty much... that is why the game feels so good. And that is why there are a lot of like intricacies regarding the grabs. Another thing that they do is they make me fully invincible. So you saw me go through a projectile. The projectile was scheduled to hit me, but I basically said otherwise because I gain pretty much a good third of a second of invincibility whenever I hit an enemy. So generally, it goes pretty well. Waiting a bit here for the water level to be just the right height. Excellent. Okay, that one is a bit spooky because we're pretty far into the level right now. This is one of the scarier levels, especially in harder difficulty levels. Hard difficulty, so the difficulty just below, in the Japanese version has you start with 1 hit point also. But you can get health items. In the North American version, it actually is a rare case of the North American version being easier. You get 2 hit points, but only on hard difficulty. Super difficulty is consistent across all versions as being unilaterally horrifying and potentially a very long time.
Speaking of a very long time.
Oh no, we have to fight OSAT. It's going to be a very, very tough one. Okay. The first sequence is predetermined. The next sequence is 1 among 4 sequences. We get the second best, which in some aspects I would definitely consider it the best, because it's a lot safer, which means it's actually close to death. So we get a new sequence, and we got the good sequence again. The same sequence. OSAT was incredibly cooperative. Probably a bit too shy, I think. Incredible. Okay, thank you, OSAT. And we're going to go to something. If you know Ristar speedrunning, I have to tell you something. We finally found a glitch after 30 years of this game's existence, especially in the speedrunning scene. And it is a very special one because I believe, Starberry, you may want to explain how this glitch works. And we'll explain a little bit things around it after I do it.
Sure thing. So in this game, whenever Ristar stands on an entity, whether it be a chest, a moving platform, or a pressure plate, he has a little special behavior where his vertical position will be instantly and every frame locked to that at an offset.
You can explain the rest of the glitch.
Sure thing. Whenever, well, this glitch in particular happens because we throw a metal statue on top of the pressure plate as soon as Ristar begins standing on it. And that causes the game to question what he's standing on. So it's locking his vertical position to something that doesn't exist anymore.
As the nation's oldest legal organization,
the game, in order to correct this, will try to fill whatever object loads into that slot where that platform used to be. So whatever object or entity loads after that platform disappears, Ristar's vertical position will be instantly snapped to it.
Exactly. So right now I'm trying to stand on a very specific pixel. I'm trying... This is the good pixel. Any other pixel would probably crash the game. Let's just go this part. This is incredibly scary. Help. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yes! Yes! We got Noodle Skip! Oh my lord. I cannot believe this happened. You found that glitch.
By complete accident.
That is incredible. I cannot believe... I am so happy. That was my only objective.
If Mackie would have thrown that at the incorrect pixel, the game would have just crashed.
Yeah, there was a chance the game would have crashed. There was a chance that I would have gotten soft-locked also. And there was a chance I would have gotten hit by the meteors. They're very completely random and unpredictable. And so they would have hit me for 1 point of damage, which would have killed me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just like that, we're basically done with Scorch. That planet is incredibly technical, so I'm very, very happy to be done with it. Is what I would say. But we have one final hurdle. And that one, it might take some time. We need to have a right to fight the boss. And here we go. Unavoidable meteors. They're barely reactable. Babs, I believe this could be a good time to read some announcements where I'll try to fight the boss.
Absolutely. There's a lot of love coming in now that we've hit 32K. We are 45% of the way to that glitch exhibition for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And we've got love coming in for retro games like this $25 donation from Cece, who says, love queer rep, love retro rep, love little guys. And what is Ristar if not a little guy? We love Ristar the little guy. Please tell me how you should pronounce Ristar in your donation. I would love to hear all of your choices for how to pronounce this, because I've decided that it should never be pronounced the same way twice. So give me all of that. !donate right now to learn how to do that. Get your donations in and tell me how to pronounce Ristar.
And every pronunciation is valid, especially Listar. Shoutouts to Listar, who's been very active in the Ristar community. Every pronunciation of Ristar is valid, just like you are valid. Okay, we're heading up to the end of this boss. This boss is very, very scary. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am getting spooked just in time for Halloween. Just kidding. We're finally done with this boss. Okay, that boss, we couldn't find a consistent strategy to get past the meteors, but we finally got through this planet. Is an actual, like, that is a very difficult planet to fight through. So, very glad. And I'm incredibly glad to have gotten a Noodle Skip in the presence of the person who found it in the community. I remember the time, Starberry, when you said, hey, I just got this weird Ristar floating thing. Is this normal? And everybody lost their minds thinking, what? What does that do?
I immediately thought it was something that's already found, and I just...
That is hilarious. I love it so much. Alright, we're getting to Planet Sonata, or Noyos in the Japanese version. This planet is a musical planet, which is a very nice touch. It also has some form of dynamic music, which I absolutely adore. This is my favorite planet in the whole game. And wow, okay. Let's just avoid throwing the metronome completely away. I have to give it to the sad birds, and they become happy and they complete the music of the game. Of this planet, especially. A lot of dev-intended shortcuts. We're supposed to take the metronome through the lower route in a casual playthrough, but you can see that the top route is completely intended. That also includes this skip. 1, 2, 4. Ah, crud. Let's try that again. Nice, second try. Okay, very nice. It's a pretty tight one. And we are going to go to, first of all, the mini-boss of this, which is very random. Some of the randomness can be mitigated. I'll talk about it. Okay. Okay, so you can see some music notes. They indicate which bird head is attacking. And yeah, just for the little explanation, this actually is not the case in the North American version. You don't see which bird head is going to attack. This is kind of a music minigame, but it's not very easy to understand, so probably that's the reason why it's scrapped in the NA version.
Became a little bit of a guessing game.
Yeah, it is tough. You can hit them during their intro, so there are a lot of things that you can do that will go... Okay, I'm very scared. Okay, yeah, these guitars, if you're jumping, they're basically stuck, but if they were about to hit you in the foreground, their hitbox remains. And here I'm using the invincibility of the grabs. You can probably talk about it a bit, Starberry.
It's your thing. Whenever Ristar recoils or after he headbutts, he has, if I'm not mistaken, is it like 1/3?
Yeah, it's a good third, yeah.
And we can use that to not necessarily damage boost, but just use those frames to get across from the damage.
Yeah, so what I did, it looked like I didn't stand on the spikes, or the spikes didn't have a really big hitbox. They actually, well, again, this is random. This is not so, they're not supposed to try to hit me all the time. But yeah, I'm basically standing on the spikes. Had I not jumped early enough, I would have taken the damage. It's not related to a hitbox. Okay, great. Yeah, this should be a little easier from here on out. If there are any announcements, now is a perfect time to go for them.
I've got so much to share. You've got a lot of love coming in. We've got some explanations on how to pronounce the name of this game, like this $5 donation from Evie Nix, who says, "Did you know that Ristar is short for Riley Starathan? That's what it is. Riley Starathan. That's Ristar's full name."
I love it.
We also got in a $20 donation from Miss Missa, who says, "I believe the correct pronunciation is Rizzler." Ah, that could be it. It could be Rizzler. We also got in a $200 donation from Granox, who says, "No comment. Just kidding. For that awesome singing intro to Ristar, I hope that the singing intro makes it into the video that is put up on the YouTube video,
so
too.
Do I.
Thank you so much." Thank you.
So do I.
I appreciate that, Granox. Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun, and thank you so much for your generosity.
All right, we're fighting Awawek. How is Awawek pronounced? We'll never know. I believe, Starberry, you say Awawek.
I think it's Awawek, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Whichever one's most fun.
Okay, Awawek took it personally and decided to be inaccessible and attack me with thousands of feathers, but again, we used the invincibility of the headbutt to basically go through the feathers and go through the dive as well. So that gets to show the bird. Don't interrupt. The other bird was doing a really good job. The sequence is also really funny. And we're gonna go to I think it is a very good moment for me to talk about the community. Big shout outs to the Ristar community. I know Ristar and Harem Scarum have been very active recently. I did talk about Listar as well, but I wanted to give an additional huge shout out to Sophia, who's very fond of this game's music. So I'm just going to let it rock for a bit. She actually did a lot of contributions, including very recently. We'll talk about it maybe a little later. Alright, this sequence is very scary. This is the scariest snowball fight. Okay, wow.
That was almost perfect.
Yeah, that was... I tried to get him to attack me near the end, and that would have been... that would have been probably the fastest. But it's random whether Wowie decides to attack or not. And if there is no attack, then that means they're basically defending the whole time. So cannot go through unless you do a fastball, which I did twice at the beginning. That is a very specific timing. It's a 2-frame window during the jump. So you need a jump and you need to also time it well. This sequence is a bit scary. We're gonna use some of the elements of recoil canceling and inertia reset to basically grab a slippery ceiling, kind of in the same vein of like grabbing the ground to be able to gain a little bit of extra time. It's gonna be at the very end, and if I mess it up, there's a chance that I fall into an enemy that has respawned, so we might have to do the stage all over again. Yes, I was talking about Sophia. You might be seeing me going through some of these crystals. You're supposed to headbutt them, this was basically our intuition. It was confirmed by a hitbox viewer that whenever Ristar is doing a swim, the hitbox is a bit tinier, so that allows us to go through a lot of things. And here are the slopes. Wish me luck. And I believe I will stop there. Excellent.
That there is significantly harder than it looks.
Yes, it's very scary. You jump early, then you hit the next platform and you fall immediately into the enemy that has respawned. So very frightening. And this boss, Itamor, full name Itamor Lunch, will Itamor of this thing? What is it actually? What do people think it is? I'm actually curious.
It looked like a plate of curry rice to me.
Curry rice, I believe is correct. It's the same debate as how is Ristar pronounced. People said it's milk with cereal added afterwards. There are a lot of interpretations. Sometimes I call it pizza. And this boss is very deterministic. I know exactly what it's going to do. If you've already played this game, you might see that it's a cat. It's not really supposed to be the case in the other versions. This is the original design because in the Japanese culture, having someone who is cat tongue means they don't like hot or spicy food. So considering that doesn't translate so well, it is a very different design in the other versions. But
Speaking of your belief that this is pizza, we did get a $50 donation in from Anonymous who says, "Pizza, please."
Wonderful, wonderful. And we're gonna go to 6-1, an absolutely dreadful stage because I didn't quite explain this. This will happen in this stage. Okay, first of all, this. But second of all, the lag in this game actually eats your inputs. And that is a big problem. Because I'm about to do a lot of things that demand that there are no problems, such as this one, the auto skip. Pretty much the only glitch that was found originally. I thought that was fine. Okay, there we go. We're good. Yeah, I'm going to stand from a distance. Oh my gosh, you tried. You tried to hit me. But that enemy never does lasers unannounced, but sometimes it does. It never does it, in the exception that sometimes it does it 100% of the time. And I am still a little mad about it, but we'll just let it slide. Okay,
it takes his days.
Oh my. Okay, and we have to fight Commander Hat, which has a hat, 5 hit points, and 4 patterns. So we have a circle, we have cross, there's the worst pattern, and there's helix in any specific order. Okay, we've gotten rid of the worst pattern. I really needed to not miss. Helix, and I believe the first pattern was circle, was it? I believe so. Yeah, all right, we're done with 6-1. First try is very encouraging. At the very end, I tried grabbing the pole, and the game basically reminded me I could have eaten one of your inputs. See, I did it just now. Oh, okay, let's just do it like this. Oh boy. Alright, I'm very glad that this is behind us. And in 6-2, the game is a bit easier. So I believe if there are any announcements, now is the time. Afterwards, we might actually get into the boss rush, and it's going to be a serious time.
You got it. More opinions coming in about Ristar. $100 donated to Lambda Legal by Medibot, who says, "I've checked with the umpires, and apparently it's pronounced thistle whistle stargle gargle. This is their judgment, and I am bound by it until such time as I am not." Well, that's definitely an interpretation there, Medibot. I think the umpires should stay in their lane.
One of the original names of Ristar was Dexstar. Oh, it was the robot. We saw the little robot.
The best enemy in the game.
Yeah. Ever since you put attention to how it falls, I've never been able to unsee it.
So
we got
tragic.
time for some, it is pretty tragic. We got some time for some extra
good.
announcements.
Good, because Anonymous donates $25 to Lambda Legal and says, "I don't know this game at all, but the commentary is top tier, so I'm now fully invested." Thank you very much, Anonymous. And yeah, StarberryNoodles is doing amazing. Mackie is doing an incredible job playing the game. So it's absolutely fantastic to get to watch them work. I agree with you.
Thank you.
We also got in a $50 donation from Katie Catsup, or Katie Catsup. It's spelled Catsup, but you say it ketchup. We could also get ketchup pronunciation opinions in donations as well if you want. Anyway, Katie Ketchup says, "Yay! Love GDQ so much. So happy to see another awesome event by y'all. Let's go, lesbians." And with that, we are just under 50% of the way to that glitch exhibition for Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. That needs to be met before the end of the next run. And that may sound like you've got some time, but it's only an hour and a half long run. And this run, we are approaching the end of this run. We're getting closer. So get your donations in now. !donate in the chat right now to learn how to do so, and be sure to put your donation towards the glitch exhibition for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. You don't want to miss that.
Okay, thank you so much everybody for your donations, and thank you Babs for your impeccable Ristar pronunciation and donation reading. It's much appreciated. We're going to take it over and fight Uranem. And we have to show him who's boss. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dang it. So this is a boss that's very scripted and very deterministic. We need to be very careful how we attack him, because first of all, the number of HP that he has is variable depending on the phase. It's 5, 8, 11, and then 6. Don't ask why that is. And I'm kind of counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in order to interrupt the tackle, which means the next pattern is going to be jump punch. And then this was supposed to be a tackle, but I am far away, so it's going to be Hadouken. And we're going back to jump punch. Okay, waterfall. And like this, the first boss is down. The next 2 bosses are coming up. We just have this very nice little, nicely detailed moment. Take a moment to appreciate some more of the music by Tomoko Sasaki and some more of the sprite work that has been done by several artists. The dithering as well is mesmerizing to watch. I never get tired of watching this game.
Can I throw in some semantics between stages here?
Sure.
I'm Just Jace wants to point out with a $5 donation to Lambda Legal. I believe it's only Ristar if it's from the shooting star region of the universe. Otherwise, it's just sparkling platforming.
Duly noted. I'll take that in mind for my next runs. Next time I have to talk about this game. We're getting into the final 2 bosses in super difficulty. They are actually a lot tougher. This is the only additional programming. This one has a lot of hit points. And so I have to kind of count. The way the programming works is a bit odd as well. And I'm doing kind of a kiting strategy where I basically force the boss to come to me, which interrupts its planning. It has a lot of plans, but basically I am kind of supposed to do jump grabbing usually. That will trigger a really bad pattern. We don't want to see that. So that's why I've been basically slowly walking towards and grabbing with a very specific timing. Ibar is down. Now is Greedy left to fight. Time is going to be on the 10th hit of Greedy. I'll basically say time. It's going to be very hectic. This boss is incredibly fast, especially so on super difficulty. So I'll just have to focus and get some serious time here. Okay, here we go. It's going to move. Okay, if it's 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, and time! Wow. Incredible. Wow.
GG.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I was a little scared, admittedly. Oh, okay. I needed to keep the focus. We've defeated Greedy. Greedy is the Kaiser who hates fun music and creativity, and we had to relinquish some of our fun by going through this little super difficulty showcase. But we finally completed the game. That is it. It's been Ristar. You can see, so basically, the credits, and do play this game and enjoy the credits to their fullest. Opinionated is the best credit sequence I've ever seen in my life. We'll showcase a lot of the people who went on to work on Nights into Dreams, which is generally believed to be the spiritual successor to Ristar. I have yet to play this game as well, so that would be something to do. But yes, that was Ristar, the shooting star on the Sega Genesis. Starberry, maybe you wanted to say something for this ending.
Sorry for interrupting. Nothing more than Greedy woke up, he put his big boy boots on, still didn't work.
Just didn't work. You hate to see it. But as far as we're concerned, we love to see it. That's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. I have a couple of thank yous and shout outs. As I did talk about, many thanks to the Ristar speedrunning community for being active through the years. There are a lot of people who have contributed to the speedrun in the fashion that we see Ristar basically enjoying their little snowman. And honestly, big shout outs also to the Fastest community. I really enjoyed the welcoming nature of it all, where I could basically, be myself and appreciate a welcoming, a safe environment. Also, big thank you to Games Done Quick for accepting me, and Lambda Legal for giving meaning to this. I do believe that it is the time to fight, and I was very happy to see the charity that was showcased. So thank you so much for this, and thank you for watching. You are valid. That was me, Mackie. Stay cool, be happy, and I'll see you next time.